Imagine a ranch so extravagant it makes Mar-a-Lago look like a weekend getaway. We're talking golden barns glimmering under the desert sun, private jets landing beside grazing cattle, and underground bunkers that look more like Bond villain lairs than farm storage. Sounds unreal? Well, this isn't some rumor off the internet. It's Donald Trump's hidden agricultural empire, a billionaire's playground where luxury meets livestock. Welcome to Trump's secret ranch, a place that redefines what it means to live off the land, Trump style. The Golden Frontier. Now, when people think Donald Trump, they picture skyscrapers stabbing the Manhattan skyline or that golden ballroom in Mar-a-Lago where every chandelier probably costs more than your car. But what most don't realize is that the man also owns a ranch. Not a cute countryside getaway, but an empire quietly sprawled across thousands of acres of American farmland. It's the kind of place you can drive across for hours and still be on Trump property. The exact location, that's where things get interesting. The ranch's coordinates are as private as the launch codes for Air Force One. Rumors place it somewhere in the American Southwest. Miles of sun-baked land hidden behind shell companies and non-disclosure agreements. It's where Trump's luxury sensibilities collide with old-school cowboy grit, where skyscraper logic meets wide-open sky. Unlike his hotels that thrive on being seen, this place was built not to be found. It's his landed insurance policy, a self-sustaining retreat meant to outlast market crashes, social media storms, or maybe even the apocalypse. Picture it: private airstrip, gold-trimmed barns, AI-managed crops, a research facility that looks more NASA than Nebraska. This isn't nostalgia for the Wild West. It's Trump building his own futuristic frontier. And here's the fascinating symbolism. America once built fortunes by digging into the land: oil, cattle, cotton. Trump, the ultimate city mogul, circled back to that origin story, but with marble floors and security drones. It's not about escaping modernity, it's about owning it in every form, even on a ranch. But behind those guarded gates lies something no one expects from a cattle ranch. A barn so lavish it could make Versailles feel underdressed. The Golden Barn Complex. The heart of Trump's ranch isn't some dusty old stable. It's a barn complex so extravagant it makes five-star resorts look like budget motels. We're talking marble floors, crystal chandeliers, and Italian leather stalls, because apparently even cattle deserve Couture treatment. It's less Old MacDonald and more Louis XIV meets John Deere. Inside, the feeding troughs aren't made of tin. They're forged from solid gold, each reportedly worth around $250,000. Sound ridiculous? Maybe, until you learn that his prize bulls are worth several million apiece. Suddenly, gold doesn't look like vanity, it looks like asset protection. And in typical Trump fashion, the entire place gleams like a statement. Even agriculture can sparkle if you throw enough ambition at it. Each stall functions like a mini smart home. AI-driven climate control keeps temperature and humidity at optimal levels year-round. There's soft classical music piped through hidden speakers because studies actually show relaxed cattle produce higher quality beef. The floors, heated in winter, cooled in summer, these animals live better than most humans. Then there's the data-driven side. Every cow and horse wears RFID trackers and biometric sensors monitoring vitals, diet, and productivity. It's precision ranching, merging animal science with luxury management. Trump isn't just flexing wealth here, he's running a live experiment on what happens when unlimited capital meets old-world ranching. And while most barns smell like hay and effort, his smell like polish, leather, and imported pine oil. Every surface reflects that signature Trump philosophy, that if you're going to do something, do it big, loud, and preferably gold. But what's hiding underneath those marble floors is even more impressive. A secret world that combines a wine cellar, a war room, and a billionaire's safety net. The underground fortress. If the barns above ground are where Trump's cattle live like kings, then below ground lies the domain of the king himself. Hidden behind an elegant wall of vintage wine racks is a reinforced steel door, and behind that is one of the most secretive facilities in any private residence on US soil. At first glance, it's a wine cellar, climate-controlled, perfectly lit, filled with rare vintages worth 6 figures a bottle. But one false shelf swing later, you're in a completely different world. A bunker designed to keep operations running if the world goes sideways. Thick walls, independent air filtration, its own water well, even a mini power grid. If civilization ever takes a holiday, this place will still be serving Cabernet by candlelight. There's talk of it being a command center, equipped with encrypted communications, satellite links, and even secure feeds to private aircraft. Some say it's modeled after Cold War bunkers, but dressed in Mediterranean wine cellar aesthetics, blending secrecy and sophistication the way only Trump would. It's not paranoia, it's preparation wrapped in opulence. The wine alone is worth drooling over. Bottles from France's most exclusive chateau and Napa's elite vineyards stacked in perfect symmetry. But the real value isn't in the labels, it's in the security. It's the billionaire's insurance policy, part bragging right, part survival plan. The symbolism here is rich. The man who built towers into the clouds also built his own sanctuary underground. Above the ground, it's about empire and optics. Below, it's about endurance and control. But while his fortress guards the underground above the surface, Trump is nurturing something that feels straight out of Eden. A glass kingdom where luxury literally grows on trees. The greenhouse kingdom. Now, if you thought the golden barns were wild, wait till you see what's growing next door. Imagine a greenhouse so massive it could swallow a football field and still have room for a couple of limousines. This isn't your average glass box of tomatoes and basil. This is Trump's greenhouse kingdom. A botanical palace that's part science fiction, part ego statement, and all business. The complex stretches over several acres, with glass panels imported from Germany, each one treated with a nano coating that adjusts to sunlight automatically. The interior feels more like a luxury spa for plants than a farm. We're talking about Italian marble pathways, gold-plated irrigation lines, and even glass ceilings etched with the Trump insignia. Because why let a beam of sunlight go unbranded? But beneath the flash lies serious tech. The entire greenhouse runs on AI-driven climate control, capable of mimicking any ecosystem on Earth. One section simulates tropical humidity for exotic orchids, another recreates the cool, misty air of the Alps for alpine herbs, and there's even a desert module designed for heat-resistant crops. Soil samples are sourced globally: black volcanic soil from Kenya, humus-rich loam from Argentina, and nutrient-balanced blends from the Netherlands. It's literally the world under glass. And it's not just for show. Those rare orchids can sell for thousands apiece, and Trump's prized Yubari melons, the same kind auctioned in Japan for over $300 a fruit, are cultivated here and exported to luxury restaurants around the globe. This is what he calls turning sunlight into currency. It's the perfect mix of sustainability and showmanship. Luxury farming that pays for itself. Because only Trump could take the concept of green energy and make it about both money and melons. And just beyond this living Eden lies a rolling emerald playground, one that hides one of the smartest irrigation systems ever engineered. The irrigation golf course. Now, at first glance, it looks like your typical Trump golf course. Emerald fairways, manicured greens, and those signature fountains that seem to erupt purely for drama. But here's the twist. This 18-hole masterpiece isn't just for tee times and trophy swings, it's actually a massive live experiment in water management. Underneath every patch of turf lies an intricate network of 3,000 plus sensors monitoring soil moisture, pH, and nutrient data in real time. These sensors feed into an AI hub that controls the entire irrigation system, ensuring not a single drop of water goes to waste. And here's the kicker. The water isn't from some lake or municipal supply. It's recycled from the ranch's own grey water, filtered, purified, and treated on-site to drinking water quality. It's sustainability wrapped in luxury, a green paradise literally designed to test the future of agriculture. The fairways are grown from hybrid grass species engineered to thrive in drought conditions, trimmed daily by solar-powered robotic mowers. Even the bunkers aren't filled with regular sand. It's imported crushed quartz that reflects heat and reduces evaporation. Every design detail has a data point behind it. This course wasn't built just for fun. It's a collaboration with leading agricultural engineers studying water efficiency for arid regions. Agritech firms visit to test their prototypes here, and several systems developed on this very property are rumored to be worth hundreds of millions in future patents. But don't get it twisted. While it's an eco-research site by day, it's still pure Trump by night. Private parties, luxury tournaments, and drone displays light up the greens. It's where recreation and research meet, where a golf swing can double as a science experiment. But beyond those shimmering greens, the ranch's most valuable assets aren't marble or machinery. They breathe, they move, and they're worth more than most art museums. The billion-dollar livestock collection. This is where Trump's ranch starts to look less like a farm and more like a live auction for the gods. His livestock collection isn't about quantity, it's about quality, so absurd it's almost comical. These animals are living luxury brands, bred, fed, and pampered like royal heirs. Let's start with the headliners, the cattle. Trump's prized bull, a genetically engineered hybrid with championship lineage, is valued at over $5 million. One specimen's stud fees can exceed $100,000 per session, and clients from across continents line up to secure a spot in the breeding program. The rest of the herd follows suit. Award-winning cattle from Australia, Wagyu crossbreeds from Japan, and Scottish Highlanders re-engineered for prime American beef yield. The horse division, straight-up equine royalty, sleek Arabians, muscular quarter horses, and showstoppers with pedigrees tracing back to Triple Crown winners. Each stall looks like a luxury suite. Heated floors, automatic feeders, and mood lighting that adjusts with the time of day. Trainers and geneticists work side by side, analyzing DNA markers for muscle composition, endurance, and even behavioral traits. But here's where it gets futuristic. Every animal has a digital ID linked to a database tracking everything: diet, exercise, health metrics, even stress levels. It's the ultimate example of ethical luxury farming, a term the ranch PR team loves to throw around. And truth be told, it works. Investors and animal scientists alike treat this place like a living lab of genetic excellence. Trump's livestock aren't just animals, they're assets that appreciate over time, literally walking wealth. They represent legacy, profit, and power, all wrapped in muscle, pedigree, and polish. And while these prize creatures graze in their manicured pastures, high above them lies a secret portal to the skies, hidden in plain sight. The hidden heli hangar. Now, this is where the ranch truly crosses into James Bond territory. Tucked away between the silos and grain bins, you know, the kind of place you'd expect to find corn feed or hay, sits one of the most cleverly disguised facilities ever built on private land. At first glance, it's just another storage silo, but step closer and you'll hear the soft hum of hydraulics beneath your boots. Because this grain silo isn't storing wheat, it's hiding wings. With a single coded command, the massive circular roof splits apart and retracts into the ground, revealing a full-fledged helicopter hangar capable of housing up to 3 choppers at once. The retractable helipad, camouflaged under a mesh of crop netting and grass, keeps everything invisible from aerial view. Beneath it, an underground fueling station, flight control room and maintenance bay, all soundproofed and reinforced to withstand heavy aircraft vibration and extreme weather. One of the hangar's crown jewels is said to be a military-grade helicopter retrofitted for private luxury, complete with leather interiors, a custom minibar, and bullet-resistant windows. But make no mistake, this isn't about extravagance. It's about mobility and security. Trump can lift off at a moment's notice and reach any of his other properties, from Bedminster to Mar-a-Lago, in hours. The symbolism practically writes itself, unseen power rising from beneath ordinary appearances. It's the mechanical embodiment of Trump's empire. Quiet, concealed and capable of instant dominance. Neighbors see a grain silo. Insiders know it's his personal escape route in the sky. This hidden hangar isn't just an architectural flex, it's strategy disguised as scenery. A reminder that for Trump, the sky has never been the limit. It's the driveway. But while the skies belong to him, the ground below hums with another kind of power. Pure gold, pure performance, and a mechanical orchestra worth millions. The custom farm fleet. Step inside the ranch's equipment barn, and it feels less like a farm and more like an auto expo hosted by Midas himself. Rows of machinery gleam under ambient lights, tractors, harvesters, and combines, all painted in a shade of metallic gold, so polished you could use them as mirrors. Each vehicle bears the Trump insignia like a royal seal, and the moment you see the interiors, you realize this is agriculture, reimagined as luxury engineering. The flagship piece, a $2.3 million custom tractor, co-designed with John Deere engineers. Think leather upholstery, climate-controlled seating, touchscreen dashboards, surround sound, basically a Rolls-Royce that can plow. Every piece of equipment here is autonomous, guided by GPS and soil sensors that measure pH, moisture, and nutrient density in real time. It's farming by data science, where every turn of the wheel is optimized by algorithms. The barn itself is an architectural statement. Instead of dirt floors and oil stains, it has polished epoxy flooring, LED track lighting, and glass display walls that make the entire fleet look museum-worthy. Digital panels beside each machine list specs, operating hours, and even maintenance history. And when these machines aren't working the fields, they're being tested for engineering giants like Caterpillar and Case IH, who use the ranch as a proving ground for prototype designs. But beneath the glitter, there's business logic. These ultra-efficient machines cut labor costs, increase yield, and give the ranch complete autonomy. It's a farm that functions like a Fortune 500 operation, one where efficiency wears gold plating and precision farming doubles as performance art. In Trump's world, machinery isn't just about utility, it's about image. It's how you turn farming into a spectacle and dirt into dividends. And beyond the hum of engines lies the true crown of the empire, where runways meet research and a new legacy of American agriculture takes flight. The Skyway to Legacy. At the far edge of the ranch, where the horizon stretches endlessly, sits something that ties the entire empire together. A private airstrip and research complex so advanced, it feels like the headquarters of a small nation. The runway alone is a masterpiece. 2 miles long, reinforced for cargo jets, lined with LED landing guides, and equipped with a state-of-the-art instrument landing system for all weather operations. But this isn't just about convenience, it's about connection. The airstrip links Trump's rural stronghold to his urban portfolio, allowing executives, investors, and scientists to fly in directly for business or research collaborations. And that's where the real story begins, in the Agricultural Research Center next door. This is no vanity lab. It's a private institution modeled after a university campus, complete with greenhouses, laboratories, testing fields, and lecture halls. Here, teams of scientists and engineers work on everything from drought-resistant crop genetics to next-generation irrigation tech. Partnerships with top agricultural universities and companies like Monsanto, Deere, and Texas A&M have transformed the ranch into a living lab for sustainable innovation. The goal? To create systems that boost productivity while reducing environmental impact, a gold standard for future farming. The economic footprint of this operation ripples across the region. The ranch employs hundreds of locals, supports suppliers and contractors, and attracts global delegations who come to see its cutting-edge techniques firsthand. Educational programs and internships bring in young agricultural students from across the country, giving the next generation a glimpse of what modern farming can look like when ambition meets unlimited capital. So the bottom line in Donald Trump's billion-dollar ranch isn't just real estate, it's a philosophy carved into the land. Opulence and innovation share the same soil, where luxury meets logistics and ambition never clocks out. It's the American dream, with gold boots, rotor blades, and a runway into the future. And this concludes our journey through Donald Trump's billion-dollar ranch. What did you like the most about this massive empire? Let us know in the comments, and for more such interesting peeks into luxury and wealth, take a look at the channel.